All right, guys, so here we've got the Trail of Tears. This is when the actual movement of the Cherokee tribe and other tribes, but again, we're focusing specifically on the Cherokee tribe here. It's called the Trail of Tears. They led them on this trip, and as you can see there at the top, it's like a 4-month-long journey from Indian Territory to the new spot that they're going to be living in, which is like current-day Oklahoma. It's about an 800-mile trip, so that's like traveling to Los Angeles and then back up here and then back to Los Angeles, all on foot, in the winter, in the fall, and over. I mean, it's not California weather. We're talking, we're talking East Coast snowy weather. It's not a fun trip. It wouldn't be a fun trip even if it was nice weather. Now throw in, 30 degrees. You got snow. There's little kids. There's old women, old men. It's just it's a mess. So it's called the Trail of Tears for a reason. All right, and we're not trying to be dramatic here. It is. I mean, you look at some of the pictures. You read about what this group of people went through, and it's awful. It's awful. And again, as someone who, me, Mr. Kleiner, who've studied history, we've talked about this all the time, and we think like, how did this even happen? And again, back then people looked at it and kind of was like, like America's ours. We're supposed to. This is our land. But the Native Americans had been here for centuries before, like Mr. Kleiner said. So this is again a big major stain on the American kind of on the glory that we have as a country, because we are a great country. But this is definitely a thing for us to have done. They had very little food, very little shelter. Again, it's raining, it's snowing. You can look at the map there. They're coming. The Seminole tribe is coming from Florida. You've got in northern Georgia and two different parts of Georgia where the Cherokee tribe are coming from. And there's you can't see it on this map, but there's a mountain range there, the Appalachian Mountains. So not only do they have to kind of like do this in the winter, they're taking them through a mountain range to do this, and which is, needless to say, it's even colder there. So they're having to climb uphill in the snow in the winter, and then climb back downhill down the mountain on the other side. Again, it's the weather's not nice. It's an awful trek that they made the Native Americans take. Soldiers stole what little that they had from the Cherokee during the journey. So if the Cherokee said, like, we've got some handmade jewelry that we have, some family heirlooms and things like that, soldiers were liable to just jack it and take it and say, like, oops, how did that get into my pocket? How did that get into my buggy that I have that's horse-drawn? Like, the Cherokee really were left with darn near nothing. And again, a major disappointment that America had to do this. In the end, just Cherokee, 4,000 of them died on the journey from exposure to the elements or some sort of illness because they were out in the snow. Most of the people that passed were either very young little babies, okay, we're talking like 5, 6 years old and younger, or elderly Cherokee, which in Cherokee kind of lore, the elders are the ones that kind of run everything. They're the ones with the most respect in the tribe. So these are the people that were passing away from this trip. And you can see on the map, even though there's not like a key to show you how many miles are, that's a long trip, and it's not like a straight shot. The reason that they go up and then come back down is because they're trying to navigate the mountains. They're trying to navigate things that would make it even more difficult. I mean, it sounds like America was doing them a favor, but they really weren't. It was still a very difficult trip, regardless of the path that they took. Here we go with question number 6, final one. Based on the map above, which tribe would you say had the hardest journey to Oklahoma, to the Indian Territory? So you've got the Seminoles in Florida there at the bottom right-hand corner. Cherokees are kind of going through mountains. Then you've got the creeks that go down to the ocean for some reason and come back up through Louisiana and then book it west to Oklahoma. You've got the Sacs and the Foxes way up north, which seems like an easier one, so that's probably not them. But anyway, out of all of those, which one had in your opinion, had the most difficult trek? Follow the arrows. Let us know what you think. We've got more coming on Monday and Tuesday with this stuff. Have a good one.